keyword-friendly URLs. So it's important that you put your keyword phrases in your URLs. So in this case, it'd be yourdomain.com/women's watches. Okay, and there's a little hyphen there. It's important to put a hyphen between your keywords. Okay, Google and the other search engines will recognize a hyphen as a space. Okay, so don't use an underscore. A lot of times they don't recognize underscores, but the hyphen, it's recognized as a space. They're getting better about separating words, even if you don't use a hyphen. But once again, better safe than sorry. So you want to put a hyphen in there. So let's say that you're trying to target that phrase. You want to show up on page 1 of Google for women's watches. Okay? That's where it all starts. It's very important because they see the URL first. And guess what? There's a keyword in it for women's watches. And they're like, ooh, okay, we're onto something here. And then Google sifts through, and then they go back, and the next thing they see is your title tag on the code, and then your meta tags, and they see women's watches. Okay, and they're like, oh, okay, pattern here. This is a pattern. And then they go down the page, and I don't know if you'll go down to the page, and they're going to get to your content, and they're going to see the header tag, and you're going to put the H1 tag, the title of your paragraph, women's watches, brought to you by so-and-so company, right? So they see the keyword again. And then that brings us to the next slide, the content area, okay? So content is still king on the search engines. If you've heard that before, it's still true today, even more so. Fresh, unique content is very important. We had big updates last year by Google specifically, the Google Panda update, and then the Google Fresh update. So the main things they look for is unique, not duplicate content, and frequent posts of that. Okay, so when all else fails, content is king. So let's say you have 3 or 4 paragraphs on your page about women's watches, in this case, air condition maintenance, and you see how air condition maintenance is repeated over and over and over again. Okay, now you don't want to overdo it. Okay, we're getting a little deep here, but it's something called keyword density. Okay, so how many times your keyword phrase is repeated throughout the copy. Okay, as a rule of thumb, we like to stick between a 1 to 3% density ratio. Easy way to figure that out is 1 to 3 repetitions within every 100 words of copy. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if the word women's watches was repeated 1 to 3 times for every 100 words of copy, that gives you that 1 to 3% density ratio.
So that's high.
This one could be high. It's a little high up here, but then there's a lot of text down here. So this could be, right on the edge, maybe 3 to 4%.
And yes, if you look at this actual snapshot as a whole, this would be high. But this right now would not be an article that would be on a page. So if you look at,
well, we've got 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah, but these
4,
would be
5.
homepage paragraphs that were just kind of divided up and put into one thing. So this paragraph would be separated from this one. So yes, this would be too much density for one specific page. Those are actually 3 different paragraphs for 3 different pages. They're just in one snapshot.